Hello and welcome everyone. In this video, I want to do a review of a specific scenario where we need to estimate a stop charge that is charged by carriers when we plan our load in Dynamics 365 transportation module. This stop charge is quite common. We are expected to be billed for each stop a driver makes. That charge usually is between $50 and $100. So how do we do that? Well, first we'll need to go into the transportation module and open Accessorial Masters. In here we define a charge code, basically. We call it stop charge, so it has an ID, it has a name, and then accessorial type. There are two types, and because it's a stop charge, we will make sure it's a shipping carrier type. In the next step, we need to associate that charge code with a specific carrier. In order for us to do that, we'll navigate to Carrier Accessorial Charges. In here, we create a new record. We select our carrier. We have two carriers in this company, so we will use Northwind. Then we select Carrier Service Truck. And then we will select that audit master, basically that charge code that we just created. And the billing group is used during the reconciliation process, allowing you to match carrier invoice lines to the freight bill lines, which are our load freight estimates. And we're going to keep accessorial delivery type as none. And finally, the third configuration step is we need to define the charge itself. We will navigate to Accessorial Assignments. And in here, we created this new accessorial assignments, Northwind Accessorial. You see that it's using that stop charge accessorial master. It has our Northwind as the shipping carrier, and this is our carrier accessorial ID. This is a record we just created in a previous form. With that in place, we need to navigate to criteria and define when exactly should that charge be applied. Right now, always apply is turned off, so there is a condition. And the condition here is accessorial assignment level should be set to hub. You see there are four options: shipment, package, load, and hub. And because this is charge that is associated with stopping at each hub, we need to make sure that accessorial assignment level is set to hub. That is the most critical configuration step right here. And then as to the charge itself, accessorial fee type, we have four types. We can define a flat fee, fee per unit, a fee that is a percentage, or a fuel surcharge. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to define a flat $75 USD fee for any stop that driver makes. With this configuration steps in place, we now will test it on existing load. So we'll navigate and open our loads. Here I have a created load. Let's open it. And we will see the results of these configurations when we rate and route that load. So we'll navigate to this rate route workbench. And first, let's test with a simple route that has one segment, basically one pickup address and then one drop-off address. So we'll click on the rate shop, and the system will show us the applicable carriers that serve that from address and to address. Right now we see two results, one for UPS and one for Northwind. And you can see that for the Northwind it's $80, but for the UPS it's $0. So the system was not able to rate that carrier because something is missing. If we don't want to see the carriers with missing setup, we'll click on Hide Exceptions checkbox right here. And in this case, the system shows only the carriers that are configured to go to that address and drop it off at the destination address. And the rate that was estimated is $80. But we want to understand is how that $80 was calculated. So we'll scroll down into the segments. Here it is, a single segment. This is an automatically created route that has one pickup address and one drop-off address. And we will click on View Details. In here we see that this $80 actually consists of two charges. $5 is for the freight itself. You can see that we're being charged for 5 miles and the cost for each mile is $1. And then we see that our stop charge of $75. So we have one drop off, one stop, hence we expect to see one charge. Now, in a second scenario, I will use an existing route plan. This option is used when your load is supposed to have multiple stops. For example, it has to go to one warehouse, then stop at customer address number 1, and then go to the customer address number 2. These sequences are created using something that is called route plans. Then the route plans are added to route guides, and then we can use these route guides when we rating and routing our load. So for us to see the results of that, we will click on Route with Rate button right here. And we have only one eligible route plan. Here it is. It's going from DC to this zip code in California and then to another zip code in California. And we see that the calculated rate is $180 in total. But the main difference here is that this option has two segments. If we look at the first segment, we see that we are being charged $20 for the freight itself based on the number of miles. And then we see our stop charge of $75. And then we expect to see another stop charge for our second segment. And we look at the details of it, we see that we charge $10 for the freight itself, and then another stop charge of $75. So this illustrates that the stop charge is being added based on the options that we selected during the rating and routing of our load. If we create a simple route with a single segment, then we should expect to see one stop charge. If we are using the existing route plans that have multiple segments, then we should expect to see one stop charge per each segment. There are a lot of other interesting topics that I can cover in transportation management module. Please let me know if there are any areas that you would like me to cover. I hope you found that video useful, and until the next time.